The Atlantic puffin, Fratercula arctica, often called the common puffin, is a seabird in the auk family. There are an estimated 580,000 breeding pairs in the UK each year. However, over the last few years, their numbers have reduced drastically in some of their strongest breeding colonies. Consequently, they are registered as a red species from a UK standpoint. In 2015, the International Union for Conservation of Nature changed their status from least concern to vulnerable due to the global decline in their numbers. The biggest threat to puffins is climate change. Rising sea temperatures have caused the fish that puffins eat to migrate north in large numbers. This, combined with human overfishing, has played a huge part in the puffin's decline. Further, climate change has brought with it a redistribution of ground predators such as rats, wild cats, and mink. Did you know? Atlantic puffins were first recorded in the UK in medieval times. Atlantic puffins feed on small fish such as whitebait. Puffins can swim quite adeptly, catching their prey by diving deep underwater and using their wings to propel themselves. Atlantic puffins inhabit the open ocean whilst not breeding. When nesting, they favour grassy cliff tops and islands, and sometimes boulders at the foot of cliffs. The Atlantic puffin's main breeding grounds are Iceland, Greenland, Norway, Newfoundland, Labrador, Faroe Islands, and the west of the UK. Compared to other birds in the auk family, the Atlantic puffin is unmistakable. They have a very distinctive shaped, brightly coloured bill. They sport black headcaps, white-faced cheeks, black wings, and a white breast. Their eyes have a bright orange ring, and they also have orange legs. However, during the winter, the bills and feet of puffins fade to dull shades compared to their summer plumage. They spend the autumn and winter months in the open oceans of the cold northern seas. The Atlantic puffins return to coastal waters in the late spring to start breeding. Nesting in clifftop colonies, breeding pairs typically burrow into the ground or use old rabbit burrows. The females lay a single egg, which is incubated for 39 days. While puffins do not mate for life, they are quite monogamous. Breeding pairs rarely change mates, and couples usually return to the same nesting sites year after year. A puffin chick is called a puffling and takes only 6 weeks to be fully fledged from hatching. The pufflings can eat whole fish and when fully fledged make their way into the sea. However, the juveniles are unable to fly, so instead tumble down the cliffs and into the sea. This they do at night to avoid gull and skua attacks. Once at sea, the juveniles learn to fish for themselves, as well as fly, returning to their colony yearly but not breeding until they are at least 4 years old. Adults weigh up to 450 grams with a wing length of up to 167 millimeters. Atlantic puffins typically live up to 20 years. Did you know? The oldest recorded Atlantic puffin was just over 42 years old. Because colonies are predominantly on islands, puffins have no terrestrial predators. Puffins are known to fall prey to eagles, and young chicks are at risk of attacks by gulls and skuas. Even adult puffins sometimes fall victim to skuas harassing them to steal